First things first, if you are watching this on the YouTubes, do make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. Here is why, aside from the fact that I know my stuff and I'm going to help you be able to move the needle on your business also, one person every single week that is both subscribed to YouTube and comments on YouTube videos wins something. One person every single week. That's all you have to do. Okay, sounds good. All right, let me go ahead and get out of here. And I'm a little bit early today, and I understand that. My daughter just graduated kindergarten about a week and a half ago. And so what we're doing today is we're going to Universal Studios VIP, and it is for her graduation. So Pete and Danelle, me and Mike and Nora are all going to be hanging out at Universal Studios today. So I needed to come on a little bit early because we're getting ready to leave pretty soon. Just wanted to let you guys know. So let's see, what are we going to talk about? We are talking about today when we need to ignore our colors. Quite frankly, it's when do we need to set our colors or our personality style aside. There's a lot of people that they teach on how to build your business because of a certain personality style, whether it's Enneagram or colors or there's just so many of them. There's so many of them, like so many. They all are doing the same thing, essentially. They're all doing the same thing. They're classifying people by their traits, their personality characteristics. But there is a time where you need to just set that aside. I need to put my coffee on the ground so it doesn't fall over. There is a time, you guys, where we need to set that aside. Instead of letting it define us and letting it tell us our limitations. Because that's what happens. So this last weekend, we did a mastermind. If you were in the mastermind, give me a heck yes. If you weren't, no big deal. We're actually going to be doing a replay of it. So keep your eyes peeled. That's going to be available later. But during the mastermind, we had some VIP nights where people could come in and just ask questions. Well, the last VIP night, Mike came in and people were asking Mike questions about different things. And Mike's skill sets are graphic design, really being able to do anything in Adobe at all. So whether it's video or photos or graphics or whatever, Mike's really good at being able to do that stuff. Another really good thing that he can do is he's really great in organization. He's really great at being able to pull something out of chaos and bring it into clarity. He's really great at pulling something out, identifying that there's chaos, pulling it out and making it very clear, and then also getting things done, accomplishing tasks. Last night, whenever we were talking to each other, he looked at me and he was like, people need to understand that that's not like inherently who I am. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Because Mike's like the fun-loving, let's all like have a great time and let's go out and be spontaneous and a little bit chaotic and like that's Mike. But what he did is he did what he had to do. And that was outside of his personality. If somebody looks at his personality isn't one that's like back when we first started. Now it would look that way because he's grown. But when we first started, his personality was like, I'm the party guy. I'm going to have so much fun and da-da-da-da. That was his personality. And it still is to an extent. But what he had to do is he didn't define himself in that space. So what I see people doing is, there will be people that are business coaches in different personality styles. And they'll say, well, here's how you optimize that personality style. There's not anything wrong with that necessarily if you have a whole corporation built around you. But if you're a personal brand and you're starting out as one individual, you cannot allow yourself to be limited by your personality characteristics. You've got to be able to grow outside the mold. You've got to be able to say, okay, well, this isn't necessarily my lane, but it needs to be my lane for right now. I need to develop some skills in this space right now because it's what's needed right now. So in a business, there's the front and center here. I'll be doing all these videos and I'll create content and the visionary. And then there's the, okay, I need to get these tasks together. I need to get these tasks together, hold myself accountable. I need to be able to do this stuff. Those are two different personality styles. And if you're not careful, you'll get stuck in the one personality style where you're like, I'm the visionary, da 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 da, and it goes nowhere. Because you have to step outside of that and you have to look at, okay, well, I have to develop skills over here in keeping myself accountable. Like in the mastermind, we set up a 90-day schedule. A 90-day, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this for the next 90 days. And then we're going to anchor it down. In the next 90 days, we're going to have another event where we check on you. And then we're going to set up other goals to take you where you want to go. So the visionary, if you're not careful, is just going to be like, I'm going to create content, create content, create content with no back end anything. With the way to monetize it not enabled. With the optimization of programs not happening. With the support of people in your organization or your students if you're teaching things not happening. You don't have other facets of your personality focused on other things. So what Mike was saying last night to me on the couch is he was saying, people need to understand that that wasn't me to begin with, that I did that out of necessity. I did that because we needed that. And so I had to mold myself into that role and create skill sets, get better at different skill sets that were not me to begin with. Because Mike would love nothing more than to not have to answer to anybody. Mike would love nothing more than to not have to say, well, I'm going to do all of these things today. And to be held accountable. But that wasn't originally him, but now he is in that space because he knows it's necessary for our organization. And you might be listening, you might be like, well, that's two people, Martha. Yeah, well, when it's you and you're starting out on your own as a personal brand to build up to that, you need to develop those parts of yourself. So what I'm trying to suggest to you guys is that we shouldn't allow ourselves to be pigeonholed into a box that someone else has defined as our personality. As entrepreneurs, we do what it takes. What does it take? And then the cool thing is once you determine what it takes, you can be able to work in it. And then when it's time to offload it to somebody else who's better at that skill set naturally, you've got a process documented. You can hand it right to them and say, here's what I've been doing. Optimize it if you feel like it needs to be optimized, but here's what I've been doing. That's how you do it, guys. So don't get stuck in somebody saying, well, you're a green and you're a red and you're a blue and da 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 da. Well, you are, sure, but you need to become other things if you really want to be successful. So I just wanted to pop in to say that today. So I wanted to say a couple. I'm developing my extrovertedness. I see you, Michelle. Rachel, I know it's necessary for me to develop the skills to run the business on my own. That's it. That's it. Rachel, yes, we do have to grow and stop being boxed in by our personality traits. You guys, for real. For real. It's a thing. I think the next step for you, if you're thinking, okay, well, I am kind of boxed in by what people have defined me as or what a test defined me as. I do feel a little boxed in with that. My suggestion for you would be big think, honestly. That would be my next step for you. It's still half off right now. The link is in the description of the video here. I would jump into that and allow yourself to expand beyond any previous limitations given to you by any quizzes, any tests, any person that spoke over you and said you are this. Big Think will allow you to move beyond that so you can own the entire space, look at it from above, look at it and say, okay, so here's what needs to happen, here's what needs to happen, here's what needs to happen. That would be Big Think for you, 100%. It's 17 modules. It's do it on your own. Most people get it done in a day or two and are off to the races. That's my suggestion to you. It will grow your own mental faculties. It will grow your belief in yourself. It will grow harmony in your family. It's weird, but it happens. And then it's going to grow your finances. It can't not. Okay? I love you guys. I'm going to pop out of here because I'm heading out to Universal. So I'll see you later. Bye-bye.